And vote now by tweeting hashtag #UnlimitedBaseball and their hashtag. Francisco Lindor against Montgomery. A ball and a strike as we start the 8th inning in a one-run game. It's Montgomery on the mound now. It's Jason Hayward still in the game after pinch running. He's in right. And Pedro Strop is getting loose for the Cubs in their pen. Swing and a miss. Strike 2 on Lindor.
Well, the intrigue for me is going to be what Terry Francona decides to do in the 8th inning on the road. Will he let Shaw go, or will he go to his closer, Cody Allen?
Here's a 1-2. Lindor says it hit me. Trying to plead his case with John Hirschbeck. And it's not a very convincing argument, although he's asking for help from the dugout to see if they want to challenge it.
The batter knows, and right away you could hear Lindor say, "It hit me." They're trying to get a quick response as we see the replay, the ball in the dirt. Catches the toe, if anything.
I don't see anything, and Terry Francona says, nope, play on. So the count 2-2. Montgomery off the mound. Has to hurry. Got his man. 1 out. The one run of the night in the 7th inning. Pinch hitter Coco Crisp, the veteran. Second tour of duty with the Indians. Drives home Martinez. And a big swing off the bench, and the reaction back in Cleveland. On a 52-degree night at Progressive Field, what a scene. They haven't won it all since 1948.
Well, they know it. They need a win, one win, to secure them coming home.
Pedro Strop out of the bullpen with the bases empty, 1 out. Napoli coming up in the 8th.
Just gonna need one big push. You got one more? Here we go.
Congrats! I hear you're having a baby.
You're very good. Just breathe. Here we go.
You better start saving for college tuition. And you'll probably need a bigger house at some point. But New York Life can help you manage your family's financial future, so you can relax and enjoy life's special moments. Like this moment. That's what being good at life is all about, right?
Be good at life. New York Life.
Quit wiggling around. I got just the thing. A KFC $20 fill-up. Now with extra crispy tenders. Feeling better, son?
Yeah.
But hold on, don't run and chew. It's finger-licking good.
Dude, you want a Sprite?
Kathy's gotten used to the smell of lingering garbage in her kitchen. Yep, she's gone nose blind. She thinks it smells fine, but her guests smelled this. Febreze Air Effects Heavy Duty has up to 2 times the odor-eliminating power to remove odors you've gone nose blind to. Use Febreze Air Effects till it's fresh, and try Febreze Small Spaces to continuously eliminate up to 2 times the odors for 30 days. Febreze Small Spaces and Air Effects, 2 more ways to breathe happy.
An opening night on Broadway is kind of magic. I'm Beowulf Borat, and I'm a Broadway set designer. When I started designing A Bronx Tale, the musical, I came up with this idea of 4 towers that were fire escapes, essentially. I'll build a little model in Photoshop and add these details in with a pen. I could never do that with a Mac. I feel like my job is to put out there just enough detail to spur the audience's imagination to fill in all the blanks. This Windows PC is amazing. Having all of my tools right at my fingertips.
Yes, by Mike Napoli on a delivery down and away from Pedro Strop. 1 out, nobody on, top of the 8th inning. Napoli now, Jose Ramirez on deck. Strike 2. In the bottom of this 8th, there will be intrigue with Addison Russell due to lead off, then the pitcher spot, and Kyle Schwarber on the bench for Joe Madden. That's outside, ball 1.
Strop's got pretty good breaking stuff, as you saw early on, but every once in a while he tries to change it up by not coming to a stop. Doesn't have to do that with nobody on. tends to hang a couple of those when he goes too quick.
Struck him out, 2 out. Third strikeout tonight for Mike Napoli.
This has just been one pitch after another. The tension on both sides. 1-0 game. Already had one of those to start the postseason. Cubs on the advantage.
First pitch of ball to Jose Ramirez, who's 2 for 3. Hitting .500 in this World Series. In at the knees, a ball and a strike. The big bats will come to the plate again for Chicago before the end of this one. Strop trying to keep it a 1-run game. There's another quick pitch on a delivery down and away, 2-1. Ramirez looking for his third hit. That's into left field. Zobrist back to grab it. Pitching has been outstanding in game 3. Will it continue? Bottom of the 8th, 1-0 Cleveland.
Now when friends get dressed, go out at night. They like to wear leather jackets, chains and spike cars.
Discover Card customer service? Ma'am, this isn't a computer. Wait, you're real? With Discover Card, you can talk to a real person in the U.S. like me, anytime. Wow, this is a recording. Really? No, I'm kidding.
100% US-based customer service. Here to help, not to sell.
Isn't this amazing? Look at that! You can't get any closer. Like, wow! Hi! Gray skies are gonna clear up. Put on a happy face. Brush off the clouds and cheer up. Put on a happy face.
1-800-DIRECTV. It's Addison Russell now at the plate. Kyle Schwarber on deck. Brian Shaw on the mound. Ball 1 to Russell.
Russell struggles with curveballs, laying off that one. Looking again, the same thing, trying to get a cutter up. Got to think up against Shaw.
2-0.
I think Francona's trying to steal some outs here with Shaw, with Allen in the bullpen warming up.
Big swing by Russell trying to tie it. The count 2-1. Terry Francona, who's got the 1-0 lead, will ride the rest of this one with Brian Shaw on the mound now. Cody Allen, the closer in the bullpen.
I think Cody Allen comes in to face Schwarber. It's not a good matchup, Shaw against Schwarber, in my opinion.
Ball 3 on a check swing. Another good swing at a 94-mile-an-hour pitch, full count.
Russell just getting pretty big with his swing. You know he's trying to lift the ball. Anything he can do to get it in the air. But now on a 3-2 count, you got to find your way on base. Shaw could get really aggressive and throw him a curveball here, and I don't know that Russell could lay off of it. Go with his cutter.
On 3-2. Tension-filled Wrigley Field watching with a full count on Addison Russell, their 22-year-old shortstop, leading off the 8th. To third, foul. Down there you can see Aroldis Chapman is up again.
Chapman will be in the 9th regardless whether the Cubs score or not. At home, there's nothing to wait for him with the closer. Close game, he'll pitch in the 9th.
Ryan Sandberg watching. 3-2 again to Russell. Struck him out. One away. And Brian Shaw wins that battle. First strikeout for Shaw tonight. Here comes Schwarber, who had an RBI single against Shaw in Game 2. They loved him as a rookie last year. Hit 16, then 5 in the postseason. Had only 5 plate appearances this year until he tore up his left knee in a collision in Arizona. Worked his way back behind the scenes. Accelerated his work on the side, and here he is in the World Series. Strike one.
That's where you got to be. You got to be up in the zone. Anything down, I think Schwarber and his swing path absolutely loves the arc of his swing. So the first pitch up, see if they keep climbing the ladder and stay up with cutters.
Schwarber is batting for Strop, who struck out 1 in 2/3 of an inning. Chapman, as John said, will pitch the 9th. Schwarber a double, a pair of RBI singles in Cleveland over games 1 and 2, a couple of walks. Up on the count here, 2-1.
Oh, that's the game plan. So far, 3 for 3. He's kept the ball up there. Schwarber's been disciplined. He knows what he can do and what he likes. And until he gets to 2 strike, you look for that pitch.
Shattered bat on the infield, and that's Lindor. 2 out. And Shaw getting 5 big outs and around that windblown triple last inning, as he has 2 out here in the 8th.
Well, he executed. That was the game plan, trying to get the ball up. Much tougher. You see the bat completely destroyed.
And the batter will be Dexter Fowler. And the pitcher will be Brian Shaw. From Tomlin to Andrew Miller to Shaw. Still just 3 Cub hits, no runs. Strike 1. Reminder, tomorrow night, game number 4 on the air at 7 Eastern, and a matchup of John Lackey and Corey Kluber, who was brilliant in game 1. The 0-1.
Well, the Indians all postseason, they haven't need many games, right? They got the first 2 out of the way in 7 games, winning 7 in 8 games. They have a lot of team wins. They utilize a lot of different weapons. And that would be the case. 4 2/3 out of their starter, and then the bullpen.
That's outside, 2-1. On deck is Chris Bryant. If he bats in this 8th inning, you have to believe it'll be against Cody Allen. He's been up for a long time for Cleveland in their bullpen. But right now it's Brian Shaw and it's Dexter Fowler. That's a base hit. Tying run is on with 2 out. And we'll see if Francona makes the move here with Bryant coming up. Third, Cody Allen on the mound.
And they are playing deep to cut off any kind of double or extra base hit that would allow Fowler to score with 2 outs.
Bryant with a count of 0-2. That's into right field. That ball will fall foul. And that would have been a test for Chisenhall had that been fair. Fowler was well around second base when that ball dropped.
Yeah, that had a chance to be one of those rare singles that scores. Fowler, the way that ball was barely hitting the spin it had. Chisenhall playing so deep. Basically almost to the track.
Fourth pitcher of the night, Cody Allen. Trying to end the 8th. Runner goes, swing and a miss. The throw to first in the inning is over. What pitching tonight by Cleveland? Tomlin, Miller, Shaw, now Cody Allen. We go to the 9th of Game 3. Indians on top 1-0. The hard-throwing left-hander picked up from the Yankees, longtime Cincinnati Red. First up, Lonnie Chisenhall. Ball 1. Chisenhall, then Michael Martinez, then Yan Gomes. Chisenhall 0 for 3 tonight. 1-0 Cleveland, 9th inning. The big bats will hit for Chicago in the bottom of this 9th. 99 from number 54.
I think this crowd came in here with such great anticipation based on the matchup and based on who they're facing tomorrow, thinking if they could get this game, Kluber on short rest, kind of a wash because as good as he's been.
Strike 2.
Now you're going to get some very anxious people in Chicago if Cleveland can hold on to this 1-0 win.
John Lackey, the number 4 starter against the ace for the Indians tomorrow night. Corey Kluber, the winner in Game 1. 1-2 pitch. Struck him out, 1 away.
He's been breaking out the slider a little bit lately, making it not fair for guys getting ready for 101, 102.
With 1 out, nobody on. The batter, Michael Martinez, his first at bat. Came in to pinch run. He's 0 for 1 this postseason. Pinch ran back in the 7th, and he tapped home plate on a hit by Coco Crisp. A pinch hit, single into right for the only run of the night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Michael Martinez tonight, the 5th player to play center field and third base in the same World Series game. Darryl Thomas, the last to do it in 1981 with the Dodgers.
This is more of what I thought we were going to get through this series. The first 2 games, of course, broken open late by Cleveland, win 6-0. Cubs had the other game completely in hand, 5 runs, and didn't cash in with all their opportunities on the bases. Well, tonight, if this were a football game, Cleveland was moving up and down the field, wasn't able to score. Chicago stayed in the middle of the field, and then finally Cleveland cashed in. They put too much pressure on the Cubs.
Martinez fouls it away. action. The bench is empty for Terry Francona. Joe Madden still has Coughlin, Almora, David Ross. He's used Hayward, Montero, and Schwarber.
I don't know how Francona, he must have the strongest teeth in America. He's always chewing on that gum. It's just getting there grinding away.
Here's a 2-2 pitch. Full count.
You see right there, there's all the work he's done.
Seeds, gum,
let it chew.
3-2. Struck him out, 2 out. Coming up next, baseball's most talked about postgame show. Join Kevin, A-Rod, Frank, and Pete as they break down tonight's game next. Over on FS1 or watch it live on Fox Sports Go. Across from Murphy's bleachers. And out in the back corner of this ballpark, out beyond the scoreboard. The manually operated one in center. Here's Yan Gomes. He's the catcher that's got the long-term deal with Cleveland. It's his first action of the postseason. Got hurt originally in the middle of July, separated right shoulder. He's caught 10 big league innings since. Last time was the last day of the season at Kansas City, October 2nd. It was 26 days ago. And he will be behind the plate in the bottom of this ninth. 1 ball, 1 strike. Again, Rizzo, Zobrist, Wilson Contreras. Hayward is scheduled up 4th in the bottom of the ninth. Two and 1.
Surprised how many sliders Chapman is throwing. Especially to a guy, as you mentioned, hasn't had much action. Timing can't be that great to catch up with 101, 102. Almost doing him a favor throwing him a slider.
That's high for ball 3. The Indians have seen Roberto Perez step in for Yan Gomes and do a great job catching. And now this postseason with a bat. Rajai Davis on deck. Full count. Chapman trying to strike out the side. To the right side. Baez to Rizzo. Had to hit a moving target to get the final out in the top of the ninth. Part of the order coming up for the Cubs.
As long as he kept it on line, and he did.
Derek Lee, Cubs first baseman. Cubs Uber fan Eddie Vedder is here with his daughter Olivia. Ryan Sandberg, Hall of Famer. Second baseman John Hamm. In attendance tonight, Ryan Dempster going velvet. And in the bottom of the ninth inning, away we go. Anthony Rizzo, first up. Cody Allen. That's into left field, the base hit. Tying run is on. Rizzo, his first hit of the night. And now a pinch runner for Rizzo after he fought it off into left.
Decided to be aggressive. Decided right. Fastball coming out of Allen. Didn't hit it perfectly, but hit it exactly where he couldn't be caught. Good start for the Cubs.
Chris Coughlin will come off the bench and provide more speed over at first. As Ben Zobrist, who has 6 hits and 11 at-bats in this World Series, steps in.
Martinez is in, maybe expecting a bunt at third base.
one there with Zobrist, the way he's swinging.
Right.
I don't know that you take the bat out of his hands. But Martinez will stay in tight. Checked his swing on ball one.
Allen has such a power curveball. I mean, it complements the fastball. As a hitter, you've got to get geared up for his fastball. And when you see a pitch that starts the height of a fastball, for Zobrist to lay off that pitch, that was huge for him.
Cody Allen has gone 14 for 14 in the save department since the 3rd week of August with an ERA of 0.36. What a roll he's been on. 1-1 pitch. Right down the middle, strike 2.
That's what I mean. His fastball is so good down around the knees, starting a curveball around the knees, hard to lay off of.
People standing inside the ballpark, swarming it outside the ballpark. Waiting on a 1-2. Struck him out. 1-on-1 out, and a big one picked up by Cody Allen.
That's just no chance. That's what I was saying. When it starts at the knees and it breaks down, there's really nothing a hitter can do. You're only hoping for a mistake in that area. 1-2 power breaking ball. I don't know how many fastballs will be thrown here on the remainder of the Cubs hitters. They try to sneak in a fastball every once in a while, but that power curveball is tough.
Pitching coach Mickey Callaway in the dugout watching. Wilson Contreras at the plate. 24-year-old rookie. Runner goes. Ground ball to third. Martinez gets the out at first. 2 out. And the Cubs are down to their final out, and Coghlan got a good jump on that pitch by Cody Allen. And this game is going to fall into the lap of Jason Hayward, who has basically been benched. He's 2 for 30 this postseason. He's been tied up inside, had a tough time catching up to fastballs, and he's lost his starting spot. But Joe Madden is begging for something from his bat here in the ninth.
Well, I said it. If you're Jason Hayward and you've handled yourself the way you have, knowing you'd like to play but you're not, there will come a point where one play or one swing will change the whole attitude of how the year's been for Jason Hayward. He would love nothing more than this to be the case. His one at bat in the last game, he hit a bullet to center field.
Base hit would tie it likely. Outfield is deep. Tying run at second, 2 out. Ball 1 inside. Tying run is Coghlan at second. Hayward trying to deliver. Hard hit, but foul. May have broken his bat, and he did. The Cubs tonight are 0 for 13 with runners on base. That's how good the Cleveland pitching has been here in Game 3.
It really has. I mean, there's always going to be situations where you watch a game live and go, I can't tell you about 3 mistakes they've made. And if I watch it again, there may not be 3 mistakes. They've executed everything perfectly. One and one on Hayward, who with one swing
could erase memories of a frustrating season, his first as a Cub. Chopped, right side, off Napoli. The inning continues. Scored an error for now. But now the tying run 90 feet away with Baez coming up.
Well, this is a tough play. It's an in-between. Jason Hayward gets down the line. And you see all that Napoli wanted to do is keep it in front of him. Tough spin. Hits him high in the heel of the glove. By staying in front of it, he knew he was secure to keeping the run from scoring and still give Allen a chance.
Here comes Callaway, the pitching coach, with Javier Baez coming up. 0 for 3 tonight, 2 for 12 in this World Series.
Well, of the two batters that are coming up, and I think this is a discussion of, look, remember this kid, he can expand the zone, but he likes a high fastball. The discipline of Baez to stay off the breaking ball early will be crucial. I just can't imagine throwing a first pitch fastball to Baez in this situation. And then if you're the Cleveland catcher, you got to protect against that power curveball in the dirt. And Coughlin's got to be able to read whatever he can.
It's a crazy game. First time Baez has been back in that 7th spot in the order since game 1 of the NLCS. And the game is in his lap. Facing Cody Allen. First and third, 2 out. Hayward running, and Baez unloads on a foul back to the screen. And they're giving Hayward second base, where if he takes it, a base hit could win the ball game.
Yeah, I give Allen a lot of credit. That's a gutsy pitch right there. Fastball away. Baez just missed it. He wanted the ball a little bit more inside, but man, you can tell Baez would love to have that pitch over. I don't think he'll see another one of those.
Hayward running, pitch high, no throw, down to second is the potential winning run. It is a stolen base for Jason Hayward, uncontested. And again, this outfield is really deep. A base hit out of the infield could likely win it for Chicago. First base open, Addison Russell on deck. Down for ball 2. Rings him up 2-2.
See, that's why I'm surprised by the previous pitches. I just don't know that Baez can lay off of anything in this area. Awfully close.
Cubs down to their final strike. They've waited 71 years for the World Series to return to Wrigley Field. This game has had everything except a run for the Cubs.
Same pitch, it's hard for Baez to lay off of it. I mean,
but Gomes has got to block it if it's in the dirt. Two pitch. 1-0. As Baez strikes out at a pitch that was up. And the Cleveland Indians have just thrown their 5th shutout in 11 postseason games this year, and the Cubs have been shut out for the 4th time this postseason.
Really an incredible job, an incredible team job. This game came down to a close play, a pickoff play at third, and then a base hit by Coco Crisp. And that's all the Cleveland Indians needed as they send the ball to their ace going into tomorrow's game. But higher than high, fastball above the barrel. Incredible game.
So well managed in both corners of the dugouts. You've got Terry Francona.